Welcome to Classic Car Cave. And again, first thing is there's this drone. Okay, so I had a look at it and I didn't realise a friend of mine, Martyn's got a couple of drones, and he said if you look in the kit you'll find this little electronic car screwdriver and there's spare blades, so you get 4 sets of blades, and it says quite clearly that obviously this is for the rear side, near, offside, front, and that's the opposite there, and obviously the blades have to be pitched in a certain way. Now the 2 blades that are damaged are the 2 on the back, so this one's damaged here, and also sorry, it's the 2 side ones, so that one's damaged there. You can see a massive break in it there, but apparently you have to replace the pair of them, and then this one on this side. So what I need is B, which is to replace this one, and A to replace the front one. So I'll do that now, and fingers crossed, hopefully it's if you see a bit of drone footage in a minute, you'll know it's worked. So as you can see, I got it working. Really surprised. I mean, the screws are so tiny, but yeah, the screws had just come apart. I screwed it back in, and yeah, it's flying. Obviously this drone footage is very, very slow, like it's in slow motion, because after hitting that branch I was a bit weary about pressing buttons, but it is extremely easy to fly, and I got a bit over cocky with it, and especially after not flying it for 18 months or 14 months, whatever it was. But there you go, you can just see the tops of the roof. I just wanted to see that it did actually work and it was stable, and it flies as good as it did before with the new blades in it. So really pleased about that. I can get some nice drone footage now, and not a big expense to get it sorted out. But I was just surprised how tiny the screws are. I guess that's kind of good in a way, so they can be repaired and they don't damage too much. There you go. So what I'm going to do now is I've just measured that rod, and I can get some flat steel to go in there as a wedge. I won't do it all the way along. Sorry, I won't do it all the way along. I'll just put wedges in so far, and that'll keep those 2 separate, so they go down over the chassis on the inside and the outside of the chassis. So that'll give me a pretty good indication the thickness of steel that I need. That just about goes down in there. So I get something that thick, I can cut it into sort of do 5, 2 at each end and 3 in the middle, and that'll keep that distance then there, because there's rivets in here, and that'll keep everything nice and straight. And then I can bring this back and line everything up. It's exactly the right distance now, and we'll go on from there. Yeah, okay, but it fits right nice on the back now, across the back here. But I'll close it in because obviously water could get inside it, so I'll cut a little bit more off, and then I'll put a wedge foot on it so that it can sit on it. So I've got it basically tacked in place there, as you can see, and I've put these bars, one here and one here. Got that one in the top, and I've got to do that one there, which will give us a basic frame structure. And then here I'm going to make a piece, and it comes up. I'll cut this piece here and extend it up to this round shape, and then attach it there, so that will give that some strength in it as well. And then I really need to get the inside done. I need to get these seats, these pieces boxed in, so I'll find some box section, turn that plate and do it the other way around. The idea is the runners of the seats will go through there, but it all seems to be coming together quite nicely. And then once I've got all this structure sorted out, and it's solid as a rock now, apart from the fact that I just nearly knocked off the cutter, but and what I'll do then next is I'll have to take this, I'll have to cut this down to a certain extent, take this piece down so I can put the section in, which would be sort of something along this line. This is obviously not how it's going to be, but just to give you an idea. So the idea is that will carry all the way along, obviously I have to cut this square for the door and then make another piece to go in there. So this should look the same all the way along the side, and then make one for around the back here, and I've got the other piece there to make for the other side of the door. So hopefully I can pretty much recover everything. Then the next job will be to cut these bars here and put them in between this one and the one over there. The idea here is this is where the floor will be from here, so this is going to be built up here. This will be built up to where we're going to have the shape of the car, and the inside one will be the floor section. So I'll crack on. All this has got to be cut off, obviously. Here this is all got to be straightened off. This has got to be cut. This will probably be cut off completely, because I need to be able to weld the top to it. So we're getting there, a little bit at a time. See how we go. So I've got the next piece made, which is joining onto this frame here, onto this frame here, and onto the front frame there. So I'll just put extensions in it, and that will all fit nicely together. You see here, it's a nice fit. It'll go onto there, but it sits onto this step. The idea is that I don't want to attach it to anything on the chassis, because this is bolted to the chassis. So you can take the side steps off just by unbolting them underneath here. But if for any reason that the chassis should come off and it's sold separately, or the engine and the whole running gear for the Citroen, we could take this off and there's just be some holes in the chassis. It wouldn't be welded to it as such. So I'm trying to do the least amount of damage to the chassis as I can.